Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome. We got ourselves a game here between white and black. And it's going to be a hard fought game because it's a 1300 level opponent and our student scored 73%. And we can see that from the game shape, student had some advantage and then it just tables turned. And then he had a chance to fight back. At some point, there was a potential to get it back into drawing territory. So we're going to have to try to analyze these critical moments in the game. So standard kind of opening, conservatively played, which is perhaps the right strategy when you don't know. But yeah, let's look at this as well. I mean, in principle, right here, if he kicked it forward, then the knight could come somewhere and you would just capture it and you might have a tempo that you gain. Let's see actually. What does the computer think? Well, it's saying here, but it's not saying any other moves. I would reckon it's capture, capture, and then you win a tempo on the bishop, and then you get a big center after that. Okay. Otherwise, the knight just goes back to g8, which is obviously bad for him. So trying to calculate those tempos is one important thing. Now we can see that white is playing a little bit like too many moves with this bishop, it feels like. Uh, if he captures here, who cares, man? It's good for you. It's actually good for you. You should know this because you can quickly come up here, next move, c4, and then swap it off. So it's a very temporary bad asset, and this bishop, however, is a permanent good piece for black. So it would be daft of black to actually capture here. Therefore, it's daft of you to come back here. Okay? No offense meant, but you know what I mean. All right. So, uh, 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 so it's all going all right, and then black has lashed out here, lashed out, and white playing it. It's just a calm response. Very interesting. Now white's got to know what he's doing here. I reckon keeping the knight as a target isn't ideal. So he's trying to dilute the pressure a bit here, and that is sensible because bishop can't capture here or anything anyway. So maybe it's not a horrible idea. Let's not jump on it. But g4, well, g4 doesn't look so bad. You just capture, capture, and then maybe the knight can come back here and hold. So I get it, but it's like an anxious defense. What did the computer think? Knight back. You should be okay with playing knight back. I was thinking knight back here. But knight back here is perhaps a bit more flexible. Yeah. So let's actually see what happens in this equation because this is a critical point in the game actually. Very advanced chess over here, obviously, but yeah. Anyway, so white still comfortably in the lead here, has most of the space advantage. I think one move which you should be looking to make is king to g2. I think that's a good move in this kind of a position generally. Instinctively, that's what comes to mind. Although it would potentially have backfired right here. I don't know. Anyway, b4 is a blunder. So b4 was just simply a blunder. The game was starting to even out a bit. White had a good advantage, but well, even my king g2 idea is not correct. The best way for white to play is to really try to break this open right here. Try to get that queen activated and harass the knight, that kind of stuff. White is kind of comfortable with this structure, and you have to be willing to go to break the comfort of the structure to break the game open. That's a key lesson. It's a painful lesson to learn. You can never get too comfortable with your setup. You've got to be willing to break it open. to break the game open. All right, well said by me. And now we will see how the game panned out. It's basically a tricky defense, right? If you move the pawns in front of your king, you're always going to be in tricky territory. And now this is a sensible looking move, but there's obviously going to be some tactical folly, which black at this level they don't capture it. But what is black supposed to do? Just simply king here, queen here, something like that, right? What does it say? Let's see. King here. Okay. Anyway, uh, yeah, so F3 also, I get it. It looks nice. It controls, you don't have to worry about the pawn suddenly coming forward. But that was never a worry anyway, you know? Okay, it's also getting the queen's visibility here, but defending tough positions is really something you've got to learn how to do. It's very important. I would say, as a human player, this is a bit of a fancy move, in all honesty, but it is the game breaker move which you needed to play. But if we leave that aside, I would say King G2, still pretty good move. Knight F3, Rook H1, and you loosen up all the tension after that. There's nothing else to worry about. So that's how I would recommend it. Here, now this bishop has a new fucking home. It's just one idiot after another coming in. But you seem to be managing it well, except just one move too late. One move too slow there with the whole setup. And that move makes a big difference, of course. Currently, computer says this is game over, but there's a lot of chess left to be played here. That's probably, well, computer likes it. Computer liked it. Instinctively, I would have thought that not capturing it would be better. But anyway, here, yeah, I would say capture it. Why not? Just simply capture it. That was a critical moment. Analysis. There's a lot of moves in here. Yeah, so this is a moment where white now has a chance to fight back in. Black has not used his tempo speed well enough. He's been a bit cautious. That's been the price in both cases. Both of you guys have been a bit cautious. And now what is the move that can help white to, continue in the right vein? I'm voting for, let me think. What am I voting for? I'm voting for I don't know, actually. It's not easy. I'm either thinking rook h2 or f4. A knight kind of is frozen here, right? Rook here didn't seem to do anything great. Okay. Rook h2 was the winner. Active rook. The principle of the active rook holds true yet again. In critical moments, you will always find that the active rook is the key to playing good chess in the endgame. Never the one that's hiding in the corner waiting for his turn to speak. No, you got to be the active rook. Okay, so instead now black has played the move he needed to play before, and now it's just a question of technique here, as they say. So, well, that's the final blunder. Had he not made that final blunder here, it's still game over anyway, more or less. You can hope for a draw, but it's very, very far-fetched. So that's the end of that game. Had quite a long video with this one, so I hope you enjoyed, and catch you later.